For years, King Charles has endured the relentless spotlight of public life, grappling with scandals, scrutiny, and the crushing expectations that come with the crown. He's withstood personal heartache, tabloid frenzies, and national upheavals, always emerging with the stoic grace expected of a monarch. But the latest shift within the royal family is unlike anything he has faced before, not because of what was said, but because of the silent but seismic shift in power it signals. A statement released by Prince William and Princess Catherine sent shockwaves across Britain. Its content wasn't controversial. Rather, it was the undertone, the implications, the unmistakable message between the lines that stirred unrest. Now, whispers echo through palace halls and ripple through the public consciousness. Is King Charles still the sovereign power of the monarchy? Or has he become merely a transitional figure, a placeholder for the heirs the nation truly awaits? Behind the palace walls, a storm brews. What was once subtle tension within the royal family is now becoming harder to ignore. Those closest to the situation have begun to sense a change in the air. King Charles, typically the embodiment of composed regality, has started to show signs that even he might feel the ground shifting beneath his feet. Not through any grand gesture or public declaration, but in the silence, the stiffness, the things left unsaid. Observers began noticing the cracks during the recent Commonwealth Day service, a formal, meticulously choreographed event designed to project unity and tradition. While Charles greeted Prince William with rare warmth, a tender gesture that surprised many, his interaction with Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was noticeably different. He offered her only a distant, professional smile. No hug, no affectionate touch. Just a glance and a nod. For some, it may have seemed inconsequential, but for those who watched the royals closely, it was telling. The absence of warmth was conspicuous, almost deliberate. Catherine, the future queen consort, and a woman widely beloved by the British public, seemed an afterthought in that moment. And that didn't sit well. The tension wasn't rooted in one incident alone, but rather a series of subtle dismissals that accumulated over time. Then came International Women's Day, a celebration of influential royal women, past and present. The palace's official social media shared tributes to Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Camilla, Princess Anne, and the Duchess of Edinburgh. But there was one glaring omission: Catherine. The woman often seen as the royal family's greatest contemporary asset was nowhere to be found. It wasn't just a minor oversight. It was a calculated silence. Online, backlash was immediate. "Where is Catherine?" users demanded. "Has the Princess of Wales ceased to exist?" The posts went viral, igniting speculation. Was it accidental? Or was it a silent message delivered through absence? For years, Catherine has been more than a royal wife. Since becoming Princess of Wales, she's gracefully stepped into a role once filled by the late Princess Diana. With dignity, charm, and strength, she won the hearts of a public that had never fully embraced Queen Camilla. To many, Catherine symbolized a hopeful future for the monarchy, a modern queen-in-waiting with all the poise of tradition and the relatability of a 21st-century woman. The comparisons to Diana, though often whispered, were impossible to avoid. And as time passed, those whispers grew louder. Some felt she was fulfilling the destiny that Diana never got to realize. Public support followed. Polls consistently showed William and Catherine outperforming Charles and Camilla in popularity and trust. They became the faces of a new generation of royals, modern, compassionate, connected. Their influence surged quietly but undeniably, and that became a problem. The monarchy is a finely tuned institution. It functions best when its roles are clear and its hierarchy unchallenged. But what happens when a younger couple begins to overshadow the reigning monarch? The tension hit a personal note with the announcement of Catherine's cancer diagnosis. The news stunned the nation. In the official statement, King Charles offered words of support, calling her his beloved daughter-in-law. It was a moment that seemed to unite the family publicly, especially as Charles himself battles cancer. But in reality, it only deepened the divide. The public rallied fiercely behind Catherine. Messages of love, support, and prayers poured in, not just from Britain, but from across the globe. And yet, the same intensity of support did not extend to Charles. The people had chosen who to stand by. In that moment, Catherine became the emotional center of the monarchy, the heart, the symbol of strength. And history has shown us, the royal family does not take kindly to rival hearts. Still, the palace remained silent. No clarifications, no course corrections. But in the monarchy, silence often speaks the loudest. Every omission, every cold greeting, every subtle exclusion carries weight. And eventually, something had to give. That reckoning came in the form of an announcement, an unexpected joint statement from Prince William and Princess Catherine. The setting was deliberate, formal, but not flashy. No pomp, no grandeur, just the couple standing together, solemn and composed. But their presence alone was powerful. It wasn't just another ceremonial appearance. There was gravity in the air. Their message, though brief, was carefully worded and resolute. They reaffirmed their commitment to serving the crown, but with a notable shift in tone. It was clear that their vision for the monarchy differed from the one currently being led. Observers understood immediately. This was more than a press update. It was a declaration of direction. William and Catherine weren't waiting for permission to shape the future. They were already doing it. For King Charles, the moment was a jarring echo of his own past. As a young prince, he had waited decades for his turn under Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. Now, history seemed to repeat itself. But this time, he wasn't the patient heir. He was the monarch being eclipsed. And beneath the surface, another unsettling memory lingered, one rooted in the reading of Queen Elizabeth's will. That day had already been tense. The royal family had gathered at Buckingham Palace, the air thick with anticipation. But when the time came, it wasn't Charles who stepped forward to read her final wishes. It was Prince Andrew. The moment stunned the room. Charles remained seated, silent, his expression unreadable. But those nearby saw the tension in his clenched hands, the stillness in his posture. It was a moment that felt wrong, off balance, and it raised questions that still haven't fully faded. All of these incidents, viewed in isolation, might be dismissed as coincidence. But taken together, a pattern begins to form. The emotional distance at the Commonwealth service, the omission on Women's Day, the muted support for Catherine, the subtle exclusions, the public's outpouring of loyalty to William and Catherine, the firm, quiet assertion of leadership in their recent statement. One by one, these events form a trail of breadcrumbs that lead to one undeniable truth. The center of gravity within the royal family is shifting. And King Charles, once the patient heir who waited a lifetime for the crown, now faces the same uncertain twilight. Only this time, it's his son and daughter-in-law who command the public's faith, love, and attention. Whether by design or destiny, the monarchy is changing. And those watching closely know, the future no longer waits.